Alrighty. Hello. How are we all?
Good.
Good. Thanks for joining me for lunch. Have you had lunch yet?
No.
Yogurt.
Yogurt?
That happened. I'm not really hungry because I don't have school today because of parent-teacher interview. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I've got like this ham and cheese toasty thing that's gone cold. I find like I'm just eating at weird times. Like I don't seem to, you get up in the morning and do you have like a late breakfast?
Yeah.
While the teacher's talking, I just make my breakfast.
Yes.
Yeah, me too.
That's what my kids do too. They're like, or they come out like after the first period and then they'll have something to eat then.
Yeah.
Are you doing the thing where you just like roll over out of bed and you'll like log onto your laptop?
Wake up before class.
Yeah.
We have to have our cameras on and we have to have our uniform on, but I just have my top on, so it's really annoying that because when we did it the first time around, that's what I was doing. I was in bed, I was ugh, but now I have to get up and actually look not like I just woke up, even though I did. So yeah.
It's so weird, isn't it? It's going to be so weird to go back to some kind of normal life.
Yeah.
You guys have all been at home more than actually at school.
Yeah.
Especially you lot, because you're in that middle group of, the little kids got to go back and the VCE kids got to go back, and then
Yeah.
it's been so long now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
Have you got the situation where you have got teachers that you've never met before?
I have a couple new teachers that I haven't met before, and it was just a bit weird, and one of them didn't do any meets, so I don't know, it was a bit weird. I was I just want to see what you look like, so I can when we go back to school I can actually know what my teacher looks like.
Yeah.
My school, because it's quite small, because it's just the Rosewood campus, I know all the teachers, so when they say, oh, it's this teacher, I know who it is.
Yeah.
That's the benefits of being in a smaller school. No, my kids have got some teachers that have just literally started out the school this semester, so they've never met them in person, which must be weird for the teachers as well.
Yeah.
Hey? Imagine trying to get to know the students and Well, thank you for joining me for lunch. Even though we're not really eating lunch at the moment. It's a bit hard to eat too, isn't it, on Zoom? Because then you're
Yeah.
Is that the worst sound? Who's the person like me that just can't stand the sound of chewing? Yes, Lockie.
Me.
You and me.
That's me sometimes, because my brother chews really loudly, and sometimes I'm at the dinner table, I'm just I can't do it. Can you just not?
Just
Yeah,
can't
same.
deal.
I have to put
It's such a
headphones
thing.
in.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. It's not good. Not good. So tell me, what has been the most challenging thing about dancing from home this year?
I would say probably having, not much space, being really confined to, your bedroom or wherever you are. That's been tricky to try and, adapt and to the space you have. But I guess it's taught, us more skills about body awareness, where our limbs are, trying not to hit furniture and about being adaptable.
Yeah, that's really interesting, that whole body awareness stuff, Locke, isn't it? Because things turning and those sorts of things feel really different when you're in a bigger space. It's almost like you sort of, I guess, you've got less to worry about when you're in a big space in terms of hitting things and objects. But I suppose that's also a really good thing. If you're learning to turn and do things in a confined space, you're more aware of where your body is. And look, you've done an amazing job. You were telling me the other day you move your bed every lesson 4 times a week.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Must be building up your guns in the process. Yeah. And so Skylar and Lara, your parents have been amazing, supporting you to literally build, create a dedicated space in your homes.
Yeah, it was really weird though, because for Christmas, Mum actually had turned the shed into a dance room before, like everything before we knew any of this.
Freaky.
So like she had put down all floorboards and all that stuff, and I was like, oh, this is cool. And then I was like, that's so lucky that that was done then, because I just had it the whole time. Yeah.
That's so smart. Yeah, for me it was like, because we had the back living room, but because me and my sister, we didn't really watch TV anymore, we kind of looked at Netflix and YouTube, we didn't really use the back room, and Dad had torn up the carpet, so it wasn't really like we could go in there and, you had to be a bit careful in there. So we just decided to put floorboards in, and we got a TV to put in there, and we had a ballet bar from 2 years before, so it's kind of became a dance room, I guess.
Yeah, that's so good. It's worked out really well, especially because you've got a little sister that dances as well, so you have to kind of go between two spaces. I know some families have got 3 siblings that dance with us, or even like for Liv and I, especially on Saturday, like I'm in here and she has to go in the front room, and it's tricky, isn't it, the space? And it's very imposing to the rest of the family. Do you guys find that like it's
a bit, because our other space is where the kitchen is and the sitting area type thing, and the dining room, it's like that big open space, and sometimes and there's also a little hallway that connects like my bedroom, my sister's bedroom, and my cousin's bedroom. So like we'll all be coming out of there, in the bathroom as well. But it's all right.
So tell me, what are you most looking forward to when we get back to the studio?
Obviously for me it's seeing everybody, because like that's a big part of dance, is connecting with your teachers and with your friends as well. So I think that's also for like the other one, it's been hard not being able to see your friends and see your teachers, because that like has a big impact on like your motivation, and like also like how much it's hard to put in a lot of effort when you just feel like you're like in a room by yourself, and it's like, sometimes you might be like, I can kind of be a bit lazy, but then you have to be like, no, this is like, I'm trying to do this so I keep up with everything. Because when you're in it with all your friends and your teachers, like that everyone's like watching you kind of, so that you have to push yourself. So it
really does rely on you having like a lot of motivation within, doesn't it? What about you, Lach?
I'm excited to go back, and because dance is a team sport, so I'm excited to get back in the studio and like for us to all work together again, working on new projects and stuff. So I'm excited for that, to be able to work as a team again towards a goal, because it is a team sport.
Yeah, definitely.
I think I'm like Lara, like I quite miss like everyone and just seeing everyone and having that like space. I also quite miss our little lunch dates at Kui. They're quite fun as well.
I know. I miss the chips.
So
pretty good.
The lunch
we're just like a squad. We just like go over, but like it's so cool, and then we get back. We're like,
I know. Yeah, there's so much more, isn't there? Like that team aspect, like you were saying, Lach, it's very much about how you draw from each other.
Yeah, definitely.
I was thinking as you were talking, Lara, about, when you're in the studio, you get a lot of your energy from
each other.
People.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to get that through Zoom, isn't it? Like as great as this, like how lucky are we that we can do this? But it is really hard to get that same kind of energy to motivate you, and it's hard teaching as well. Like you sort of putting all this energy out and thinking, and then you just get the like it's the only way that you can, aside from everyone coming in and chatting, which then sort of breaks the momentum in a different way. So I agree, Lara. I'm really looking forward to just being able to have that little bit of banter, just that little bit of conversation as the class is going, because it's hard to know how everyone's traveling just from looking at you in little boxes. So if you were say it's 20 years time. So what's the year now? 2020. So it'd be 2040. That's crazy. How old will you guys be in 2040?
I don't even know.
I'll be 35.
35?
Wait, what? You'll be 35. When do you be 20?
I'm 15.
Oh, right. Okay. I'll be 33.
I'll be 35 as well.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Wow. That's crazy to think about, isn't it? We won't talk about how old I'm going to be. Moving on to next point. So it's 20 years time and there's another pandemic.
Not.
So the shoe's going to be a bit on the other foot. You potentially, you might be a teacher, you might be a parent, you could be a dance teacher, you could be a doctor, whatever you are. What advice would you give young people when they were faced with this kind of lockdown situation that we're in? What would you say to them?
I think I would say just try and stay connected to the outside world and don't isolate yourself so much. Sorry for my dog barking. But yeah, just like don't I'm not sure what type of technology we'll have by then, but just keep connected to like your friends and everyone, because it'll make you feel that you're not, I don't know how to put it, but really just try and keep it as normal as possible but still following the rules.
Yeah. What would you say, Lach?
I'd probably say in terms of work and dancing and stuff, try and give everything 110%. Because I know when we're at home, as Lara said before, we do feel a bit lazy because it's our place where we relax and we don't really do anything. So I think giving everything 110% helps keep us on track and helps us focus and be a lot more productive.
Yeah, we spoke about in that when I was chatting with Tess and Karis, and they were talking about routine being really important, that having that sort of structure and routine is really helpful. And I was like, yeah, that's so true. Needing that routine is really important. What about Lara? What would your words of wisdom to young people be?
I think for me, the biggest thing that I figured out is it's a lot about your mindset and how you're thinking, because at the start of it, I was very much oh, this sucks. I can't believe we have to do this again. And I was very I had a very negative mindset about everything because I was really upset and disappointed. And I think that made everything a lot harder because I just I didn't feel motivated to do anything, do my classes and stuff. I still did them, but I didn't get the same amount out of it because I wasn't really putting everything into it, and I just was very I would get upset sometimes and it just wasn't good. But then I think when I started to think a lot more positively and just be you know what, this is the situation we're in, there's nothing I can do about it, and being upset and being negative isn't actually going to change it. And the way that I can get the most out of this experience and have be happy and positive is by having that mindset of you just got to keep going and everything's fine and everybody is feeling the same way that you're feeling, and that's okay, and validating how I'm feeling and being okay, it's okay if you're feeling upset this day, and if you're feeling angry or you're feeling, and celebrating when you're feeling happy, and the little things that when we were in tap class and Skyle was drawing this thing from Barbie, and it was so funny. We were all laughing, and I was just that made me so happy that day. And I think taking those things is really important.
Yeah. Aren't we lucky that we can still have all those funny moments and little giggles and still feel that connection? That's really good.
Yeah.
Do you know, Lara, that optimists live longer than people that are pessimistic? So there's actual research to show that if you live your life with a optimistic approach where you choose to see the positives, you actually live longer. It's better for your health.
Yeah.
I think that's amazing that you've sort of worked that out too, that you can choose how you see things, and you can choose all the negatives or you can choose to focus on the positives. And I think that's what we've seen, haven't we, in class, that at least we can, you know, it's not perfect, the space is not great, you know, it can be frustrating when the internet's not working and all those things, but if we choose the positives, then we can actually get a lot more out of it, and it just makes the days feel better, doesn't it?
Yeah. Definitely.
Yeah, you guys are amazing. I love hearing your perspective, and I think, well, I hope that, well, I assume YouTube will still be around in 20 years' time. Might have evolved something else.
Sure.
But this will be on YouTube for you to go back and look at one day and think, yeah, gee, I knew some stuff when I was a teenager. You know, just pretty clever. All right, so now next section. This is the quick fire section, okay? And I said to the others, I was like, maybe I can edit in this like, like, you know, clock ticking. Guess what? Clock ticking now. Right, so that's quick. So you have to answer quickly. All right. So I'm going to ask you a question, and then we're going to go Lara, Lockie, Skylar. Okay. All right. You ready?
Yeah.
Yes.
How old were you when you started dancing?
4.
5.
3.
What's your favorite dance genre?
Tap or contemporary or like every, I don't know.
One. This is the other.
Tap or hip hop or jazz or ballet or contemporary.
Oh, okay. All right. Who is your favorite dance idol?
The teachers at PST, obviously.
Beyonce.
Yes.
Stephen Tanos or Alexander Chung.
Awesome. Well, thank you, Lara. Your check's in the mail. Favorite dance movie?
Oh my God.
Dance Academy.
Magic Mike. I love it. It's so good.
That's funny. Okay.
Step Up School with Catherine McCormick in it.
And your all-time favorite musical?
Oh my God.
Probably The Sound of Music, because I went there with my grandma and it was really special. So probably that.
Love The Sound of Music. Lach?
Mine is Hairspray.
Yes, love Hairspray. Skylar?
Beetlejuice.
There you go. I would not have picked that. Fantastic. Favorite song at the moment? What are you vibing?
Oh my God.
What are you vibing to?
Anything by Harry Styles is, go-to.
Does he sing that Watermelon song?
Yeah.
I don't really like that song. I like
that
the album better. So.
Yeah. I like that Watermelon song. What about you?
It's not my favorite. It's a good song, but it's just not in my top 5.
Okay. Lach.
Every day I have like a different favourite song, but at the moment I really like Holiday by Little Mix. It's like a bit funky.
So not Holiday by Madonna? No.
James Arthur's really good, but his song Trainwreck is really nice and really good.
Okay, cool. My greatest compliment ever was from when Lockie was like, Miss Mel, you play the best songs. And I'm like, I just play the playlist in Spotify. Please choose the songs. Anyway, thank you, Spotify. All right, next question. This is not going very fast. Lara, what's your favourite snack at dancing?
Probably the chips from the Coolie Cafe, or like if there's like a box of like caramel koalas and Freddo frogs at the front, like the fundraising box. Yeah. Those are great.
That's always handy. All right, Lach.
Mine would be the Bunnings Snag, a classic.
Classic Bunnings Snag. Yeah.
Probably the potato cakes from Coolie.
Yep. Good. All right. What is your favourite PSD event of the year?
Oh my God.
It's like a tie between the choreographic and the end of year, but probably the end of year concert by like a little bit.
Yeah.
Because I do more dances at the end of year.
Yeah, my favourite's the end of year concert as well.
Who's been your favourite guest teacher at our studio?
Oh my God.
Jump in if you want, Skyle, while Lara's thinking.
I liked Jack May. He came like ages ago, and I've been doing his online classes lately, and they're really good.
Probably Miss Alani, because I know Miss Alani and she taught us jazz for a little bit, and her choreography is always really good, so
yeah,
really nice. Yeah.
Well, Jack May and Alani are doing classes for us. Yay, guesting soon. What about you, Lach?
Mine would probably be Hara. I really like her choreography.
Oh yeah, me too.
Yeah.
A secret for anyone else knows. I haven't even told Miss Carla. Hara's coming on Friday night.
Really?
Yes. Yeah.
I'm so happy.
So funny. We listed all the guest teachers.
I know. How good is that? See,
so
I know you so well. Okay. Who makes you laugh the most in class?
Definitely Skylar, 100%. The stories that she tells, especially the top fun one, that was really funny.
Oh my God, that was amazing.
Yeah, Skylar for sure.
Oh, for sure.
Francesca's funny as well.
Yeah.
We're all funny.
Yeah.
Maybe Francesca, yeah. Oh, Lockie, he can be really funny sometimes.
Well, I have to say you all make me laugh at different points. We've got a good sense of humour. Because if you can't laugh, then what's the point, I say?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for spending your lunchtime with me. I really, really love spending time with you guys. I miss you all so very much. And I can't wait to have these chats with you in person. But I hope that you will look back on this little chat that we've had today with some fond memories, and make sure you go back and watch it, because I'm really, really learning a lot from you all, and I think you've all learned a lot from this experience.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely.
Yeah, like Lara was saying, you can choose to sort of see the positives out of it, and hopefully we can bring all of those positives back into the studio when we get back in there. And remember this year, we won't forget it in a hurry, hey?
No.
Oh, not in a hurry, not for us Melbourneites.
I love that.
Yes. All right. Well, you guys have probably got to get back to class, and I will see you on Wednesday night.
Thank you.
And thanks for coming, guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.